mouthful of potatoes.
Where did that smells so good? Where did that come from?
You didn't want to eat it though, did you?
Because I just brushed my teeth and I don't want
That's
minty.
a lie. That's an excuse.
Minty
Potatoes
potatoes.
I don't believe you.
I have to agree.
Henry didn't want my food.
After the event, I gotta keep it together. I don't want to get
You don't want to go no carbo, like
go into like
comatose.
Yes, exactly.
Food coma. That's what we were looking for. Paula Ryan O'Brien also failed me and did not eat my food.
I failed you horribly.
Yeah, that happened.
What is it? Tell us what it describe for our listeners.
So it was just I've been into this little grill, the little classic Weber Go Anywhere grill. It's like a little rectangle.
Yeah.
And I got the large grill because you got me the scraper, so now I know how to clean the cast iron. Remember you got me that little plastic scraper?
Did I give? I know I gave you the.
Someone gave me a little plastic scraper. You gave me the UV glove, so I've been using the UV glove so I can handle the cast iron.
Yeah, I think I gave you a scraper.
How do those
go
work?
with it. Yeah.
Yeah, you gave me the little plastic scraper.
Yeah.
So I can clean the utensils.
Okay, right.
And
That's right. Now I remember.
the cooking service.
Yes.
Anyway, so I've been cooking like eggs and bacon and these little potatoes.
Yeah.
So the thing about the potatoes is I put them in the microwave and I soften them up.
Soften them up. Yeah.
And I coat them in peanut oil, a little salt, pepper, and first I cook the meat so there's fat in the
pan.
Good. And they come out unbelievable.
Really
They're like soft and airy inside.
And crispy on the outside.
If only the listeners could see the love in his eyes. He's looking at these.
Yeah, but I got no love from my friends here that didn't want my food.
I didn't want to take it out of your mouth. You're working.
I'll try one of those potatoes.
See, there we go. We're gonna push.
We got a victim. There we go.
Well, I think I saw a picture that you posted of this wonderful breakfast, and I was like, and I was driving home from Plover monitoring, and I was just like, oh, should I just stop barge in for some breakfast?
Pretty soon you're not going to have to go down the beach anymore for the plovers because the last one will get picked off by a crow or something.
Joey.
One left. Yeah, well, he's right.
The crow, Kate's arch nemesis.
Exactly. Yep.
Is it arch nemesis? What is it? How do you say? What's the plural of arch nemesis?
Oh, yeah, that's a good question.
Can there possibly be? If you have one arch nemesis, there can't be more than one arch nemesis.
No, right? Because it's arch.
Right. So I guess you really
a flock of something, then right?
A flock of nemesis.
But
the crows.
If you think about it, it's all human related. Dogs on the beach. Crows and seagulls.
Crows took the thing away.
But crows and seagulls are only there in great numbers because of the garbage that people leave on the beach. If you go to Coffin's Beach, there's not hundreds and thousands of gulls. And
we really
crows.
need to eradicate the people problem.
No,
we need to do away with the people.
No, but what does help tremendously, like for example, the volleyball players now clean up every little last speck in their area, and it really, really helps tremendously when people clean up their garbage.
It just hasn't helped enough, apparently, though, because we have a failure.
Yeah.
I've come to a thing where I believe that there are certain beaches where that are more, probable for these things to survive, and I just think natural selection. Like there is people that are going to this beach, and there is garbage, and I just think that I appreciate the volunteers, what they're doing down there is amazing, but I feel like you shouldn't have to have DPW and it's great what they're doing, but like building these structures and that none of that is natural. None of that is natural. So maybe the plovers aren't supposed to be there because people are there.
But so when the plovers arrive in April, there's very few people on the beach. Very, very few people on the beach. So they don't know the difference between landing on Cranes Beach or landing on Good Harbor Beach.
Plus, the plovers were there way before the people were there.
Right.
Way before. Right. So.
Yeah,
they can probably, if they had a podcast, they'd be talking about you, Joey.
Get these fucking people off the beach.
Also, like what we're doing the same thing that they do at other beaches, whether it's Cranes Beach or Revere Beach or Winthrop Beach or Plum Island.
They're building enclosures at Cranes.
Yes, what they stopped doing was was putting the the 6-foot wire exclosures because owls would sit on the edge and perch and pick off the parents.
Oh,
going in and out.
because they're smart.
Right. So then now at Cranes Beach they have electric fencing. So
That's natural.
right. So they have like the whole area of the.
To wear collars.
No, but what it does is it keeps out people and large predatory, like coyotes, because I think they had a coyote that just came in and saw the nest and just, like a coyote isn't going to fuss with one little nest, but when there's 30
So the
nests
coyotes-
there, with 30 batches of eggs.
The problem isn't. So it is other things besides humans.
Yes, yeah, everywhere.
Sure.
So, like we would
Maybe
the
some like
plovers
huge
wouldn't.
high tides, for instance. Isn't it amazingly low tide today?
Yeah, the last couple of days
Yeah.
we've
They
had the
actually don't
tides.
mind the disruption that's going on the
morning.
beach.
Hey, Susan Lipsitz
Not
here.
what you think it is.
Hi, Susan.
No Queen of Mons today, but we
Didn't
got.
have time, but
What do we got
like
today,
it.
honey?
Don't drop them. You tell me what you think they are.
I see bits of chocolate love in there. That's what I see.
Actually, no, good quality chocolate makes a big difference.
Well, that's all you use. Use the good butter.
I
What
send
is
away
it? What
for
is
the good
it?
chocolate.
I have to say, I asked Joey for your email, but he didn't send it to me.
Of course
Those were the
not.
best Queen of Mons I've ever had in my whole entire
Well,
life.
thank you. Are they also the first?
No, I've had them other places.
Oh, okay.
Henry, how about the?
I went to
No, I'm
the
gonna wait for your
mothership in
sample
New York
for
where
the
the guy
sausage after.
brought him to America.
want
Dominic
stuff in my
Those
teeth.
are very good.
Either.
You guys gonna have one?
I'll have one, but I'll save it for later.
just
That's
Oh, she always does that. She's like a squirrel.
right, because I want to have a hot cup of coffee with it at home.
Happy Father's Day.
Thank you so much.
All the dads.
Are you guys gonna have Paula Ryan O'Brien? You gonna have one?
Pass it.
Yeah, can I have one? You want to have one for some reason. These look fantastic.
Have we determined what they are? You're still going to make us guess?
Well, guess. You tell me what you think they are.
Well, you're asking the wrong person over here.
Yeah, you
I
think they're
I'm guessing the
No
chocolate chip
idea.
muffins.
You are just on it.
How
No flies on you, Joe.
so it wasn't a trick question. I thought I didn't outthink myself.
Questions. Oh my God.
I'm heading home at 10 to make chocolate chip pancakes.
Oh
my
my
God.
I want to go with you.
Yeah,
Oh my god, they're
I have good bacon at my house.
they're so light and fluffy.
Are they lighter than your potatoes?
Much lighter. Oh my god, Susan, these are
Well, I'm
ridiculous.
telling you all my secrets.
Now, see, Susan is
Yes.
always invited to the podcast.
Thank you.
Open invitation.
I'm worried though about the porta potty and the air conditioning.
the lack of air conditioning.
We had the I had the fan all morning going to try to
Wow.
get a little air.
I'm impressed. Live it up.
Well, that those two windows are open. Is that open? Or
Yeah, I got it open.
By the way, the plural for nemesis is nemeses.
It is.
See, did I say that? Did I?
I think you did.
I think I did say it.
Yes.
Yes, you did.
But I guess we know that that's the plural.
Who is?
Yeah.
But can there be multiple arch nemeses?
Yes. Because
Multiple.
arch just means high up. It doesn't. It's not
Multiple.
a word that
Oh.
qualifies it something as unique.
There you go. See, that's why we have
Thank
Susan
you,
here.
Susan.
That's
Oh,
why
I'm
we
good on
have.
language.
It's value
Count on
added.
me. And punctuation.
I want. See, if you ever go on Jeopardy, if there was a website where you could bet
I
on
was a
Jeopardy
Jeopardy
contestants,
You were.
you must have
I
demolished
took
it.
the test. I didn't go on. I was in. They keep you in the file. I went in Atlanta. They came to Atlanta. My husband signed me up to go without telling me. And then, like the night before, he said, "Oh, by the way, tomorrow." So I went. It wasn't a very pleasant experience. They weren't very nice. But I did. I mean, there were hundreds and hundreds of people, and they're trying to do like a pre-med thing, like psych each other out. And I just wanted no part of it. It was really not
weird.
pleasant.
Huh.
And the staff wasn't very nice. But I did, out of like hundreds of people, I think like 10 people qualified. It's really hard.
Wow, I would
I
not
did
qualify.
Huh, interesting.
I'm a dummy with that kind of stuff.
I love that kind of stuff. I was the coach of my son's high school academic team. 3-time state champs.
Well, it doesn't surprise me.
It was
Susan
very
Lipsett.
fun.
What state?
Georgia. So that's not saying much. I understand.
I love it. I love her. I love her as a guest. All right, we're
In
gonna
the
get
land
down.
of the blind, the nearsighted man is king. And we won.
Amazing. get one thing out of the way. Cape Ann Community Cinema, they sponsor 2 tickets to someone that shares the you Paul Ryan. I got to give you 2 tickets. You share the podcast.
Thank you.
To Cape Ann Community Cinema. The schedule is always at the top of the blog, stickied, and there's a link in the show notes of this podcast. You can see their schedule, so go check them out. Cape Ann Community Cinema, in the building of St. Peter's, the St. Peter's Club. The St. Peter's Club used to have the whole thing. Now,
They did.
They rent out the other space. Yeah, Isn't that amazing? So, Henry Farini,
Yes.
you are here to speak about a big event, big. The Incredible Dancer, the Long Night, the Saturday, June 23rd, 33 Commercial Street. What is 33 Commercial Street?
That's where the Chamber of Commerce is, right?
Yeah,
It's
Mac Bell's
building, and we're going to have a big tent on the parking lot, and we're going to be looking out at the Greasy Pole, and we're going to have a big party that commemorates Vincent Farini's 105th birthday, and that he was sort of when he passed, we turned his house into the Writers' Center 9 years ago.
Yeah, and it's still going.
It's thriving there.
It's thriving, yeah.
A lot of programming goes through there.
Yeah, we do about 75 events a year.
This is amazing.
That's amazing, Henry. That's really, congratulations. That's really outstanding.
So this is to benefit the Writers' Center.
Yes, it is.
Keep the lights on.
Yeah. It's a benefit to support all the programming that we do, all the community events that we do, which there's a lot. Actually, I think I have something here to talk. I googled Nemesis, so now I'm off my page.
The crows.
Yeah,
Crows.
They'll get you every time.
I'm telling you, if it's not people not waking you up first thing in the morning, they're picking off the pipe and clovers. What are they good for?
Yeah, but the Blue Jays are like kicking the crows' butts these days.
Over in your neighborhood? Yeah.
Well, we need to import some Blue Jays then. Over in my neck of the woods.
Yeah. You should bring them over from here. They're right over there on Wall Street, just maybe you can get them to come over.
Yeah, maybe put some orange slices out.
Wall Street only
Folks are
bulls and
feeding them.
bears.
That isn't helping matters. By
Yeah,
folks
Blue Jays
feeding them.
and dogs.
Lots of dogs.
It's really,
I know, it's bad.
it's bad.
It's very bad. I have a wonderful neighbor, but she feeds the crows.
Right. Does mine. And also the, I've been at Good Harbor Beach before, and I was filming the trash barrel overflowing, which sounds like a horrible thing to be doing, but...
A lot of wildlife there.
And then the crows come marching down the street, and they're headed for the trash barrel, but then a guy pulls up and empties out a whole loaf of bread in the middle of Nautilus Road and goes, and I said, "Oh, excuse me, sir, why are you doing that?" And he said, "Well, the crows have to eat too." And I was like, oh my God, the crows eat plenty. The crows get plenty to
Clover
eat.
Central, baby.
Joey, I think you were actually on one of our programs that we did at Rocky Neck when we did a blog.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun there, yeah.
We had a lot of great people there, Greg Gibson and,
Greg Gibson, very interesting guy. Yeah, it was a great program. It was pretty much. You went to it, didn't you?
Wait, what was that?
At the Rocky Neck Cultural Center, there was 4 panelist bloggers talking about how you got started blogging and stuff.
Interesting. Yeah, you were there. I think I covered it for the blog. Yeah, it was very interesting.
So we have, those types of events at Rocky Neck, and then many more right in the Writers' Center, which holds about 40 or 50 people, and we do classes there. Amanda Cook is our Director of Education, and she does a women's writing class. She does an open mic first Monday of every month that are attended by anywhere from 20 to 40 people.
Wow.
And it's I think that Vincent's 600 square feet in that little house gets some of the most use of any building in Gloucester.
Yeah, pound for pound,
Square
square foot, square foot by
Right.
how you?
Brilliant per square foot.
What?
Yeah.
Brilliance per square foot. Is that what you said? Yes.
There's the ratio we
That's
were
good.
looking for.
I met the culture there.
That's why we have her here. So this.
Very nice.
So is there a suggested? Is it ticket? Are you selling tickets, or is there a
Tickets
suggested
are
donation?
available, and there's a suggested donation, but we have a policy at the Writers Center that no one gets turned away for lack of funds.
Oh,
So
that's
whatever people can afford, they can come in.
Do you have wine and cheese and crackers at these events?
We're gonna have a.
No,
yeah,
there's
sure.
a reason he's asking that
Yeah,
question.
it's a setup.
T-shirt.
In case you don't listen to the podcast, the
I'm
setup.
not sure about that.
Really?
Yeah,
No, you could kind of like.
Music, Dance, and Delicious Buffet by Sugar
Yeah.
Magnolia.
yeah, sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So for all the,
It's a buffet.
so there's the, you know who's going to show up.
Right.
Suggested in donation. We have suggested donations at our events on Rocky Neck,
Uh-huh.
and
we
we
get a
had
lot
the
of
same usual suspects.
Deal breaker.
Like, oh, it's an opening, and it'd be
Zip
packed.
to the back of
And
the
they'd weave their way through because they knew the buffet was at the back. The wine, and they'd get their wine and they'd get their food, and then they wouldn't even acknowledge the artist. And that's the opening.
Or look at the art.
Well, look at anybody. They got their head down, and they got the plate like this, but the plate is kind of like it's like
Yeah.
folding over from the weight.
We've never had that experience yet.
Sounds like
I know, because you got a classier clientele going into the Writers Center than the Good Morning Gloucester.
Go figure.
Yeah, go figure. Yeah, no, we got a bunch of.
So you're going to have beautiful music
Yeah,
by
we-
Nathan Cohen and Joe.
Sounds so
Yeah.
nice.
Yep, they're going to be providing music between 6 and 8, and then there's a band with Nathan, Joe, and a few other guys, a
Dennis.
quartet, Dennis,
Mike
yes.
Lynn.
Dennis Marble, Mark Pelosi.
Yeah, oh, you know those guys better than I do.
Great guys.
Yeah.
Is there
Look at
valet
you.
parking?
Well, it sounds like a beautiful night.
There is going to be parking down there. You know, there's a lot next door to Mac's place, which will be available.
I don't
So-
go anywhere where I'm going to have to
But there won't
parallel
be a
park.
valet parking lot. There will be some parking if you get there
We
early.
don't ever have to do it.
Yeah,
So you get there early. It starts at 6.
yeah.
But-
But it'll go till whenever people are done dancing. And Vincent was a great dancer, so we'll have a couple of special events as well. And one thing that we have, which is kind of exciting, is this is the first time we're doing an auction. So we have some great auction items. We have a house in Boca Raton for a week that we're auctioning off. We have another house on the Dingle Peninsula in Ireland that we're auctioning off.
That's a real place.
Dingle?
It's a real place.
Yeah,
It's a
Dingle.
real place.
The
You
Not a
Dingle
just
Dingle-
Peninsula.
It's not a
really
dingleberry,
funny that it's a
Joey.
peninsula.
It's just dingle.
It's the low-hanging fruit that I go for every time. I mean, if you haven't picked up on it yet, you know.
Okay, so just to clean this up a little bit, we also have we're offering Judith Naston and Paul Cole, who have the Bald Eagle in the harbor. We'll be auctioning up. It's a 6-people cruise. Beautiful. It's a beautiful old schooner. And the Writers Center, for any of you writers out there who need to get away from the daily grind, we're offering our space for a week and
Whoa.
24/7 access to one of the most unique libraries in America, which is called the Olson Maud Library. Now, as many of you know, Charles Olson was a big guy who lived in Gloucester and wrote a big volume about Gloucester, about 600 pages. And this guy, Maud, when Olson checked out and left in 1970, Maud devoted his entire life to recreating Charles Olson's library. So there's a facsimile library that's over there that they will have access to. So the people that come to that's the last item. A week at the Writers Center and be able to check out the Maud Olson Library. But we hope that everybody comes down. It starts at 6:30 at 33 Commercial Street. It's going to be a wonderful evening. So come on down.
GloucesterWritersCenter.org. Can you get tickets directly on there?
You can, and there's an Eventbrite link from there.
Perfect.
Yeah. Thank
Henry,
you.
thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Sounds like fun.
Well, that was nice of Henry to come in. Was that the first time he's been on the podcast?
No, he's been on a few times earlier. Yeah, more projects. His film projects.
Fucking terrible person. I'm a horrible human being.
No.
Well, I think it's just maybe the Alzheimer's kicking in, right? See, it does run in my family. Ken Hectorini just showed up, legendary, and we're going to talk to him about something. But right now, we're going to talk to Sarah Stewart and Jamie Matheson and about the latest. We had talked about this when it was in the talking about stages. Now we're in the actual party stage to celebrate the arrival, right?
Yeah.
Why don't you guys talk about what's happening?
Yeah, so we are really excited that it's finally here. We have fundraised for Skimmy Gibbler. I don't know if you guys have heard of her. She's our marine skimmer that lives at Maritime Gloucester. And she just basically works overtime skimming trash off the surface of the water and oil and other pollutants. So we want to make sure everybody knows that she's there, why she's there. Also celebrate our hard work and efforts and all the fundraising and all the help that we got from folks and individuals who donated. So we're going to be hosting Beer on the Pier. It'll be a big party.
Wait, back up. Don't bury the lead.
Yeah. Beer. Here's the booze we're looking for.
Beer on the pier. Okay, all right. No,
okay. I have your attention now.
Okay. We don't want to just skim over. It's a skimmer. I understand. We don't want to skim over. Pardon the horrible pun. The party part of this, which speaks to me personally.
Yeah. So whether you care about skimming or not, it's going to be an awesome event. So she'll be there, of course, but more importantly, we're going to have all sorts of breweries and tasting. So you can get your tickets in advance. They'll be $20. They're available on our Facebook page, which I'm sure there'll be a link. And you can get them for $20 in advance for 21 and up. Under 21, so under 12 is free, and then 13 to 20 is $5 in advance. The tickets go up $5 the day of the event. So
which pier is it on?
So it's at the Maritime Gloucester pier. So they'll be
right where the skimmer is located.
Okay.
Yep. We're going to have different breweries. So we've had donations from Lookout Farms, of course, Cape Ann Brewery, Ipswich Ale, Mystic, Notch, and Newburyport Brewing. So they've all donated. We have some more still rolling in.
I'm going to talk to my friends that have Backlash Brewing.
Oh, please. The more the merrier.
They're good friends of mine.
We already have the flyers out, but we're going to push any new donations that we get. We'll definitely be pushing those and promoting those.
Lord Hobo.
And
When is
Lord
the
Hobo? The event is this Sunday. Sorry, so a week from today. It's June 24th, so the day after the other event that we were talking about earlier in the podcast. So it'll be from 1 to 5. Again on the docks. So
can you explain a little bit about the skimmer? How is it powered?
So she's shore powered. So you do need to have shore power. We do have some smaller ones that I'll talk about in a second that working on solar power. But she basically just plugs into the shore power on the dock. And she's about the size of a dumpster. Actually, she pretty much looks just like a dumpster. And there's kind of grates on the side, and she creates suction with just a small pump. So fish can swim in and swim out because it's not a super strong suction, but it's enough of a suction that any trash that floats near it just wants to gravitate in, and then once it's in, it doesn't leave because of that suction.
Wow.
So you lift the top up just like you would a dumpster, and we can just kind of skim whatever trash was in there.
So that thing is pretty fascinating.
I know. I can't. Are you? Is it going to be demonstrating on the event?
It's up and running.
Yeah, she's up and running. She's in the water.
Okay.
You guys, it's a public dock, so anyone can go see her anytime. It is a closed lid on top, so you can't really see the trash unless you
Now,
get
is
down
it like
in
an
there.
iceberg kind of principle where like the bulk of the thing is underneath the water and
Yeah.
it's kind of a little bit
It really
showing
only
on top?
needs about two feet of water, so there's not a ton underwater, but it's
Oh, cool.
it's
Can you send me that?
pretty
picture?
big. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. That's
and
cool.
we put little eyes on her. I'll show you.
Yeah.
So that's why she's Skimmy Gibbler. So we wanted to make this like a creation, like a character that
A
came to
character.
life. And so all the trash that she's eating. So we want to make this kind of like an educational program for children. And I know Maritime Gloucester is going to be implementing that into, I think, their 5th and 6th grade activity curriculum that they have going on. I don't know a ton about that. So, but make it an educational thing. So how can we make changes, and what is she eating that we can do differently. Maybe, is she eating a ton of plastic bottles or things like that.
What are the recurring items that seem to be more and more of a problem?
Right.
So you're going to take data on that and collect data?
Yeah, we've been working with a few different ideas for data collection. I think we'll probably end up going with the one NOAA uses, which is pretty general. But in addition to that, we're also going to have more skimmers coming in. So skimmy's really large, takes up a lot of room, so not super appealing to marinas to want to donate a whole slip just for that one. But we have 2 sea bins coming. So the sea bins are much smaller, about this little bigger than a 5-gallon bucket, about that big around. And so they take up a lot less real estate, and they essentially do the same thing. It's an open container, so you can actually see what's falling into the bin. It also has an oil pad, so it skims off oil and other pollutants. And they're a little bit more cost friendly. They're about $4,000 versus Skimmy was $12,000. So what we're doing is, Sarah can talk more about camp and who we are, but we're basically fundraising to just buy as many of these as we can and put them all over the place.
Right.
And that, speaking of which, she said we have some more coming, which is really exciting. We actually just won a grant from Patagonia Boston to buy 2 more. So we're going to have 3 in Gloucester. And like she said, we are the first to have a sea bin on the East Coast. Wow. We are the very first town in all of Massachusetts to ever have a skimmer. The closest one, I think, for the skimmy, what we have right now is in Rhode Island, and so they've been helping us a lot, like trying to...
This works, this doesn't work.
Right, what works, what doesn't work, because it's a learning process, of course. Yeah. But it's just really awesome that we can make this be like an innovative thing for Gloucester, and that's our port.
Very exciting.
So in addition, so we're the Cape Ann Maritime Partnership. I don't know if you guys have heard of us. We were on a podcast earlier. Yep. So it's just a bunch of like-minded individuals who've gotten together that are really passionate about the cause and ocean pollution. So we have a lot of things that we're trying to do. Marine skimmers are our primary concern at the moment, but we're doing other things. We're working on a straw initiative right now, asking local restaurants to only serve straws upon request. So instead of just popping one in every drink, I know I ask for no straw every time, and about 80% of the time I get one anyway. So if we can just kind of retrain the staff and the servers and the bartenders to not make that a thing. I know a lot of people don't even care about that.
I think I'm seeing a difference in that
as
I'm out and about. And I really feel like it's different.
Yeah, and the thing is, we're not asking people to not use a straw. We're not saying get rid of them altogether. I mean, obviously, we would love that. We're not saying that. Just ask upon request. So instead of just automatically putting it in, you have to say, hey, by the way, can I have a straw? So let's just reduce the portion.
But also throw them in the trash instead of in the ocean.
So what we're trying to do, and we've applied for a grant for this as well, is we've already purchased like signage for tables. So we have about 200 signs as to why that we can hand out to any restaurant that wants to participate free of charge, saying straws available upon request, and a little data as to why we're choosing to do this as an establishment.
Have you done any research on how the difference in cost between paper straws and plastic straws?
We have, and that's going to be part of our grant. If we do get the grant, or if this fundraiser helps us raise enough funds, we're hopefully going to be able to supply some of the restaurants participating with paper straws and give them the
straws.
give them the kind of
I mean, it's just like,
and also
there's better ones. Some people say they're horrible. They dissolve in your mouth, but there's different companies that make really good ones, and then there's some that are cheaper. So
and there's also alternatives to not using just plastic. There's corn based, so those are biodegradable. So even if it looks just like a regular straw, it feels just like a regular straw, but it's made of corn based instead of plastic.
Because there's those plastic forks and knives that I know that are biodegradable too.
Right, yeah, there's little changes you can make.
That certain restaurants will say that these can be recycled.
Well, biodegradable is a little misleading. Just a tangent. Biodegradable means it breaks down. It doesn't mean it goes away. So compostable is what you want to look for in those products.
Okay.
I know, even quick tangent, using dog poop bags, there are some that are targeted as biodegradable. Technically, balloons, plastic bags are all biodegradable because they break down, but plastic is forever. It never actually goes away. It just gets smaller. So compostable is the word you want to look for. So if you're
is there dog poop bags that are compostable?
Absolutely. I use them. They're vegetable based.
Yeah.
And they work very well.
I was walking on the back shore. I was walking, taking my walk on the loop, and coming down the hill from where the footbridge is, towards the back shore. And there's a bright blue thing. So Kate thinks, Kate's on the hunt for Gloucester rocks. Everybody knows what Gloucester rocks. So they see this bright blue thing in the distance. We got one. She's all excited. We get up, come on it. And it's a dog poop bag. It was full of poop. And I'm saying, it was going to be a post, but Kate can't break stride. It's all about keeping stride, keep the heart rate up. And so I'm like, but the post was like, why fucking bother?
Yeah.
Right.
Like, why did you pick up the thing and like leave it on the side of the street?
Yeah.
Well, aren't you almost better off like leaving the dog poop there than the bag of poop that eventually someone has to deal with?
It's gross.
That's like crazy.
I'm sure you've seen. We've all posted pictures of like the colorful bags at the base of a.
Good Harbor Footbridge. This is always a collection every morning. Heidi does the route.
Multicolored.
Heidi, are you on the hunt for Gloucester rocks?
No, I'm not.
You're not into that whole thing.
I don't break my stride. No.
It was beautiful. It had like a rainbow on it, and it said "Love is the way to start the day" or something like that. And I took a picture of it, but I left it there. I thought it would be nice for the next person to.
Well, I think the idea is that you take a photo and you post it to the Gloucester Rocks Facebook page, and then you rehide it someplace else.
Oh, you're supposed to rehide it. Okay, well, it was having a very bad plover morning, and it was right there, and I was like, oh,
so you don't get a
prize
prize
just for me.
No, just the prizes.
The rock is the prize.
Well, your neighborhood is filthy with them. There's a ton of Gloucester rocks over there.
Really?
Yeah, Rocky Neck, because a lot of people walk and they go to those
There's no
restaurants.
prizes under them or anything.
Unless they're near the dog poop bags.
Only points from the Atosha.
It's free artwork.
It's the art and the nice message is your.
Oh, that's true. So many people think just because they live in an art colony that makes them an artist.
Oh my God.
Like it's environmental, you can absorb it.
There's some people. There's some people that some artists that send in press releases and I see their art and I'm not an artist by any stretch of the imagination. But I'm like. Someone's gonna pay for this, and it's not even the abstract ones because I can appreciate like Gina Piantadosi who does like more of the abstract stuff. I think her stuff is amazing. This is like really bad art. It would almost be like
I know.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, right?
We don't want
Do
to
you know
go.
what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Probably.
And she's one of the most prolific, pushers of her own art, too. I'm not going to say the name. I don't want a bullseye on my back. We know what we're talking about.
Right, this is a family-friendly blog.
Anyway, so beer on the pier.
Yes, we got off topic.
Is the when is the date?
So Sunday, the 24th, June
Yep.
24th, from 1 to 5.
1 to 5.
On the dock.
Get your tickets in advance. The weather is looking beautiful for it, so go ahead and pull the trigger on getting them.
So you can go to Henry's thing on Saturday and drink and dance away the night, and then the following day go to you. And if you're a little hungover, you
Yep,
can
the
just
little
have
dog hair of the dog. Yep.
Yeah.
So your ticket will get you 8 tickets to sample beer each. So it'll be about 4 beers for $20 when all's said and done. So you're getting your money back anyway if you're a beer drinker.
They get to hang out with cool people.
And it's a donation, so it's going
Donation,
to a good cause. Also,
in addition to that, we're going to have music. So we'll have Chris Langathianos and Joe Wilkins playing some music for us. We're going to have lots of educational tables set up and hopefully other fun events. We're going to be streaming the video A Plastic Ocean, which we did a fundraiser for not too long ago. Seaside Sustainability took the reins on that. Just to kind of educate people about what we're doing. And why
They don't stop. This crew does not stop.
That's true.
there'll be food options there as well.
Time.
And then for those who cannot drink or don't want to drink, the flower shop in Rockport, the coffee shop that's down there, just donated coffee and tea. So we'll have some other options for the people that can't drink.
Cold brew.
Can't drink, cold brew, that can't drink beer, don't want to drink
Or
beer.
don't want to drink.
Yeah, absolutely, and just want to come
Who
support.
are these
hang
people?
Well, it's a kid-friendly.
Go away.
family
No, we don't
event.
want them there.
That actually would be me.
Those
there.
teetotalers.
That actually would be
So
me.
another quick plug there. We will have everything will be eco-friendly. All the products we're serving will be compostable. We're even supplying them for the food trucks that are coming in. But we encourage you to bring your own cup if you want. So label your cup while you're there so we're not wasting. Black Earth will be there taking care of any of the compost that we're using and helping to educate people. If you guys don't use Black Earth, I highly recommend it. Really affordable.
We love Black Earth.
Yeah. Really affordable, yeah.
We've had them in, right?
Yeah. Love them. Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you guys for coming in.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Yay.
All right, next up, Ken Hectorini.
Hectorini. How are you? Hecht, it's Ken Hecht.
No, but we say Hectorini. No, only it's like 2 months before the next election.
Right. Then
we got to go to Hectorini because there's a big Italian influence in your ward.
I'm obviously Italian.
Ken, we're here talking about the Light Up Main Street Super Volunteer T-shirts and the big. When's the unveiling? What's going on?
Well, it's taken a long time. Thanks for having me. And it's taken a long time to plan lighting up 76 trees on Main Street.
I think
From
that's so
amazing. It's going to be from
It's
Washington
gonna be so
Street,
awesome.
Tono, to Flanagan Square.
Wow.
76 trees.
Wow.
How many linear feet of lights?
4.3 miles of
Whoa!
lights. And it's going to be 23,000 bulbs.
Wow.
All LED. They're going to last longer than we do.
Yeah.
You know? So we've got a really it's been and Ringo Tarr is our
he's
my
amazing.
partner in crime.
Does
He's
so much,
amazing.
yeah.
You know, he's had a few medical setbacks lately. You know,
no.
first of all, he had a stent put in, and then he cut his finger off. But other than that, you know, he's good to go. You know,
Wow.
but he's on all counts, he seems to be doing well. So this is going to be a building permit. Like, this is the real deal. This is not a Home Depot job,
Yeah.
right? So this is building permit. We've got a maintenance plan. It's going to be maintained really in the city's light maintenance plan in that contract. So it's really been thought out over a long period of time working with the building department. And so now this Wednesday at 5:30, the 20th, coming up here is going to be our kickoff party. So we're going to have a little Gloucester party. And coming over, we got 100 of these T-shirts.
Wow.
And the T-shirts have been donated by Sweats of New England, which I really appreciate on Main Street. They're inside of the Brass Monkey.
Oh, okay.
You know,
To the right when you go
right
inside?
is Brass Monkey.
Inside, yeah.
Is that that's a separate?
It's a separate. Yeah,
Oh,
it's a
okay.
kind of a sublease.
Yeah,
So
wow,
we got
I didn't
their
know
own
that.
store right there.
Yeah.
Anyway, so kudos to them. Thank you so much for that donation. And we're really looking for the donations are, number one, bucket trucks. Anyone here own a bucket truck? No? All right. All right. If you know someone who owns a bucket truck.
I have a bucket and a truck.
Oh, well, there you go. Come on by. And then number two is electricians. So we're on the hunt for electricians. And then really number three is regular people like us who are going to string lights around from the ground.
Yeah.
And we'll have very creative pole strategies, you know, whether the tree trimmers with some tape on so people can go around. Because if we did everything with a bucket truck, you know, the bucket truck's going to go around 76 trees. No, we can't do that. So there's going to be more or less a ground crew who's going to go as far up the tree as possible. And then the electricians with the bucket trucks will finish it off from the top and do the electrical work.
Can I interrupt? Are you going to be around this week?
Yes.
You're around? Mm-hmm. Can you do a post describing?
Love to.
Okay. Ken, you're going to work with Pat
Definitely.
on a post, a separate post from this, with highlighting the things that you're looking for.
Exactly.
Okay. She's gonna create the post for you. Pat does fantastic work.
Yeah. No, I'm just like.
Yeah.
He's already got her.
With a list.
Pat does very good, comprehensive work. So she'll do a good post. But
our goal.
Yeah.
Is, and even though the materials came in a month late, the first block party is July 14th, which is only a month.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And so if we really have a big turnout of people really excited, we might be able to get done from Pleasant Street to Washington, which is the block party area.
Right.
So we're going to do as much as we can and tell everyone you know and look me up on Facebook or whatever. Just get a hold of me if you want to volunteer. And effectively, you'll be adopting a tree or trees.
Yeah.
So you may say, I want tree 33, 34, 35, and you'll work with a team to go from the bottom, go from the top, and make an electrical.
There have been studies on it, and I'm sure you know 100 times more than me, that lights in downtown areas, that is going to pay back those business owners downtown. Like the activity breeds activity. Lights being on is inviting for people to come in, and it's like, I know that maybe you can cite the numbers, but it's a very tangible
Right.
impact.
Totally.
Which is, I mean, great. That's what you want. A vibrant. Nothing's better than a vibrant downtown.
We want people strolling.
Yeah.
We're even kind of trying to brand of Main Stroll. And if anyone has any ideas on the wording of Stroll Main or Main Stroll, the informal poll I've done seems to be more people like Main Stroll better. What are you doing Thursday night? I'm doing a Main Stroll. Right. So, you go to Europe, what do they do at night?
Everybody's strolling.
They walk around. That's what they do. They have a little coffee, a little wine. They walk around.
My favorite part.
That's what we want.
Yeah,
we want
people
Main
watching.
Street to be a walk around, lit up, cool place to just go and walk around.
Absolutely.
So, and that's just the first step, Joey.
Did you have a question?
No, it's just great.
Lindsay just gave you a thumbs up.
Lindsay gives you the thumbs up.
You just got
special
thumbs
powers.
up from an Academy
Cool
Award nominated actress.
Yep.
I know that.
Yeah, so there you go. I know, that made your day, didn't it?
Yeah, no, we're buds.
Oh, that's right. She was a renter. Are you still a renter?
Yeah, no.
Well,
no.
Wisdom's Heart, not at Wisdom's
Yeah.
Heart, but she in our artist studios above Jalapeno. She's one of our
There
studio.
you go.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
so this is round 2 with Lindsay.
Love it. Love it. Yeah, good people.
Absolutely.
So there you go.
So Wednesday, 5:30, the 20th. Come on by. If you want to bring some food or beer or wine, bring that. We got no budget for this. We got the money out of the city for the materials, but all the labor's donated.
And where's
so it's $50,000 worth of labor.
where are people
donated.
Where are people meeting?
At the Wisdom's Heart Space at 191 Main Street, just below Trident Gallery and Blue River Diamonds.
And used to be across from what used to be Alchemy.
Exactly, across from Happy Belly.
Happy Belly, yeah.
And get your T-shirt while they last.
The first what? So many
First
volunteers?
100.
We'll get a T-shirt.
Yeah.
Pat is going to create a post, and we will link to the post.
Think how beautiful it's going to look at Christmas time.
Oh, it's going to be year round.
Yeah, bananas.
Year round.
Huge
Christmas
impact.
time.
Huge
Crazy
impact. That's what you get when you got Ken Hectorini on the city council.
We're really making a difference.
Well, working hard, there's a lot to be done, and this is just the first step, Joey, as we talked about,
I love
in
you.
a long line of stuff
You're the
we're going to be
best.
doing. So that's great, buddy. Well, thank you. I want to get a picture after we get the mic off of you with your T-shirt on, by the way.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we can make that happen.
Yeah.
All right.
The tray right there.
Ken's writing down the information right now.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to pause this segment.
Okay.
All right.
See you Wednesday, everybody.
Okay.
Thank you, Ken.
Thank you,
Ken, yeah, we're going to do the post because there isn't a post right now, is there, Ken? With
No,
this
I sent you
information,
some info, but it was long and boring, so we need someone like you to.
Okay.
Pat will dress it up.
Yeah, you dress it up. Make it
Oh, okay,
snappy
thank
and
you.
punchy.